So, Deadpool and his cancerous superpowers. Let's get into it. So, first, I wanted to talk a little bit about why I chose Deadpool. So, I love Deadpool and the X Men franchise in general because of many of the characters' superpowers, which relate back to scientific concepts such as mutations, genes, etc. Deadpool, in particular, is interesting to me because he's essentially a walking tumor, and like Henrietta Lacks's cancer cells, he is functionally immortal. Mutants also can be viewed as allegories for various other, often marginalized groups. When the X Men comics first came out during the 60s, it was during the height of the civil rights movement here. In the, in the 80s and the 90s, during the AIDS epidemic, the X Men comics had a revival, leading many to make connections between their favorite comic book characters and the LGBTQ community. This portion of Marvel Comics also features many more realistic scientific based ethical issues, such as biomedical experiments and procedures done without consent, cures that were not asked for, biowarfare development, etc. And then last, I'm just a huge nerd, so I love all of this stuff. So, Deadpool's real name is Wade Wilson, and he's often nicknamed the Merc with the Mouth because he talks a lot, and also he's a mercenary. He is a Marvel Comics character whose first appearance was in 1991 in the New Mutants 98 issue. He's been featured in many X Men comics since, as well as his own comics and a movie franchise. Thank you, Ryan Reynolds. He went from being in the military to being a mercenary who only killed people who he deemed bad. And then he was diagnosed with a very aggressive cancer. So he was very desperate. So he volunteered for a government special weapons program that promised effective treatment for him. Instead, he was experimented on and tortured by the hands of said surprisingly not American, German, or Russian, but actually Canadian government. This branch and their experiments led to his mutation being expressed. It's debated if he was a latent mutant with an already mutated X gene that just wasn't being expressed, or if he was a mutant that was mutated, aka a mutate. He's dismissed as insane a lot, and he most definitely is, but part of it can be attributed to his awareness of the fourth wall and that he's a fictional character. His main his main superpower is his regenerative healing factor, which prevents him from dying as he can regenerate from even a single cell. This allows him to regrow limbs and organs and survive typically fatal situations such as decapitation or even being blown up. He is also capable of inhuman feats of speed and agility. Although this isn't addressed explicitly much, he has the ability to dodge and deflect bullets and can move faster than his opponent's eyes can track. He also has super strength. He has pressed 800 plus pounds without much effort, snapped someone's arm off, and can go toe to toe against superhumans like Captain America. So, his regenerative healing. One necessary physiological difference in Deadpool would be his increased neuroplasticity. Because of all of the brain injuries and actual death he experiences, the typical months long regeneration of neurons and neural pathways, if it happens at all, is not ideal. Instead, in order to bounce back quickly and get back to fighting and cracking jokes, increased neuroplasticity is needed. Increased growth factors is also necessary as these proteins are received throughout the body to promote cellular division, which is crucial to repairing injuries. Another thing that is crucial to bouncing back from injuries is bone remodeling. Deadpool would need an increased rate of bone remodeling to break down the old damaged bone and make room for new bone growth. This could entail more active osteoblasts and maybe higher levels of estrogen to promote this remodeling. He would also need plenty of nutrients, especially carbohydrates for glucose, and oxygen to allow for more energy production through HP for these accelerated cellular processes. Likewise, a hyperactive thyroid gland or high TH levels could help his faster cellular metabolism. So his inhuman speed and agility. This could also necessitate a faster metabolism. His heightened balance and body coordination could be explained by an above average functioning cerebellum. as well as his ability to process information and react impossibly quickly, could be due to sensitive proprioceptors, higher cognitive function, faster release and reuptake of neurotransmitters, leading to more efficient synaptic transmission, and a better developed prefrontal cortex, kind of leading back into that cognitive function. But lastly, his super strength. It's possible that a significantly larger fast twitch fiber content in his skeletal muscle could explain his superhuman strength, as chimps have a higher ratio of those fast twitch fibers to slow twitch fibers than humans do, and their muscles are 1.5 times stronger than ours. It's also possible that with a more active sympathetic nervous system, that would lead to an increased adrenaline release and the resulting accelerated breathing or oxygen intake, as well as energy mobilization, could account for this strength. And these are my references.